Hey, welcome back to the shop. You asked for it, I'm gonna give it to you. We're gonna go over how to take a picture from the internet and turn it into a template so you can use for your woodworking projects. So let's head over to the computer. I'm gonna show you this whole process. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing, man? I'm gonna go over to the computer and show them how to make it. You're just gonna spend a bunch of time on the computer. Why would they click on the link if they didn't? People click on stuff all the time. Yes, that's true. So did you even come up with a plan B? Do I ever come up with a plan B? Touche. Fine. You go do your little computer thing and I'll bail you out like I always do. While he does his little computer thing, if you don't want to figure out the whole computer stuff and you just want to download the template, I'll make him put the template link down in the description. So you just go down there, download it, fast forward to the part in the video where he's actually doing something instead of computer stuff. Some people's kids. I use Inkscape to make most of my templates and patterns. It's a free vector software, so I will put the link in the description below and you can click on the version that works for your computer, download it, and then once you do, this is what it looks like. So it's a software that you can come in and you can draw different shapes, but we're gonna use it to make a pattern off of a picture we already have. I'm gonna take a picture that I saved on my computer and I'm gonna drag it and drop it over. This little box will come up and I just hit okay. I don't change anything. Now we have our picture and we can grab these arrows and we can make this bigger, smaller, whatever we want to do. Now the thing is this is a picture. So if I just print this out, I'm gonna get all these different colors, or it's gonna print in a bunch of gray tones, and I don't want either one of those. I wanna make this black and white so that we can use it. But also, since this is a picture, I can't modify it at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it into a pattern. To turn this into a pattern, really easy, we are going to click on it, we're gonna right click, trace bitmap. And now this box comes up and you've got all these different ways in which you can modify your truck. Now there's a couple things I always do. I always turn on the live preview so that way I can see what my truck looks like as I move it around. And I always click on the remove background. That's just this white area here. I don't need all of that. I just need the truck. So we've got these different options for us. Now, I can't tell you exactly which ones to use because every picture is different. It really depends on how it's drawn. So what I recommend is you click on it and then you change things, move the settings around, see what works for you. See if you can get the picture that you want out of it. In this case, I just want an outline of the truck. I don't need a bunch of other stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down to grays here and you can see I have a nice outline and we can do the scans. The scans are the number of colors it will add to it, number of layers. I just want an outline. So I'm gonna go all the way down to number 2. That's the lowest it'll go. Hit okay, close this. Now, if I click and I drag this, I have another version of the truck. But the difference is this is a vector graphic. This is a regular graphic. I can't do anything with this. This one, on the other hand, if I come up here to the left, there's this button here that has all these dots. And when I click on that, all these dots come up. And each one of those is movable. So I can scroll in here, I can grab one of these dots and I can move it around. I can grab a line and move the line. I can do anything I want to draw this in any way that I want. Right now our truck is gray and I don't want to print it out gray. I want it black and white. So what we can do is down at the bottom here, we have the fill and the stroke option. So fill is the inside color, the stroke is the border. So we need to add a border to it. I will come down here and I'll pick a black border. I'm just gonna right click, set stroke. So now it has a border. And I can also click my truck and I can come down to fill and I will get rid of the fill. There we go. We have a black and white truck. At this point, you're done. You can take this, print this out. You have a nice template for a truck and you can make whatever you want to make out of it. And what's great about this being a vector is it is completely scalable, which means we can take this and we can make this as big or as small as we want and it will not get pixelated at all. So we can print this thing giant or print it super tiny. Now we need to print this out. And you could save this as one big picture if you want to, but I don't have a crazy printer. I just have a regular printer and sheets of paper are only 11 by 8.5. So this is what I like to do. I will come up here to my shapes and I'm gonna draw a square and make this something that will fit on a sheet of paper. 10 inches wide, 8 inches tall. We know that will fit on a piece of paper. I'm gonna move it somewhere. I know I can't get the whole truck on there, so I'll just get part of the truck. And my box is selected, and I'm going to also select my truck. And then I'm gonna come up here and go Object, Clip, set clip. Boom. Now we just have this part, which is awesome. I can take this, I can select it, and I can export it as an image. I can now undo what I just did. So go up to edit, hit undo. Now you've got your truck back again. And I can move my box to the other part. Select my box, select my truck, come up here to object, clip, set clip. Now I can take this one and I can export this as well as another picture. I like to put all my templates in Word, so I have one Word document and I can print out whatever section of the paper that I want. So I'm gonna take the image that I saved on my computer and I'm gonna drag it and I'm gonna drop it right into Word. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna spin this dude around. Now, one thing to remember, when you put a picture into Word, it's gonna resize it to some arbitrary size. So that's gonna screw you up if you think it's the right size and it's not. So if you click the picture format button at the top, over on the side here, there's a size box and there's a little square. Click on that. It made this picture 83%. I wanted 100%, not 83, that's ridiculous. Now I can take the other side of my truck, throw that guy in here. I'll spin him around too. And we're gonna change the size. It made it 87%, no, 100%. Okay, now I can simply print these out and tape these pieces together. So this is a way for you to make as big of an image as you want. I hit the print button and now I have 2 sheets of paper with a half a truck on each one. So I need to take my X-Acto knife, cut off the extra and tape them together so I have a full pattern. I want to go pretty simple with this. So I've got my pattern here and then I grab 2 pieces of 1/4 inch thick plywood. So here's my plan. I actually want to cut this truck out twice and then I want to be able to separate my plywood here and maybe put like some sort of spacer in between so that I can stand it up and it'll just stand up on its own. But I don't want to cut that out twice. I only want to cut it out once. So what I'll do is glue my template onto one of these boards here. And then I'll stick it to the other board with some double-sided tape. We'll tape the whole thing down with packing tape just so that the pattern doesn't fray up. Then I can cut out the entire thing. Now, whenever I do this, I'll probably use a scroll saw, but you could also drill holes and then use like a coping saw. Like this. I'm not gonna do that, but you can do that if you want to. Or you might be able to do a jigsaw. It really depends on the pattern and the size of it and all those small areas. So completely up to you. But I'm gonna glue this onto here, stick this onto this, cut this out, and make this thing. It says to let it dry for at least 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Before I stick it onto the other board, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut off all this extra because that's just gonna be all up in my way. Double-sided tape is really strong, so I'm not gonna put a ton, just a couple little pieces on here so that the boards don't shift around because I'm still gonna put all the packing tape on it and that's gonna hold them really in place. So this is just a preventative measure. Someone's gonna tell me that I'm using too much tape. Like they're paying for my tape out of their pocket. You don't know, perhaps I might scrape all this tape off and reuse it. You have no idea. Let's cut this out. I'm doing a little bit of sanding now before I take the pieces apart because then I know that they're exactly the same. Hooray! This is just a piece of thicker plywood, so I'm gonna put some CA glue on here. I'm gonna glue it to one side of the truck and then we'll glue it to the other side. That's a nice craft project. And we went from a picture to a 3D object in less than an hour. Hey, I'll take that as a win any day. Big thank you to the newest patrons, Sarah Zalen, Mark Witter, and Thistledew. Thank you so much for your support. I will be posting an after the build video after this one goes live, so you get some of my behind the scenes thoughts, and there's some stuff I had to cut out of this. I got really deep into Inkscape. Hopefully you picked up a couple little tricks, that way you can start making your own templates, your own stuff. And if you do, and you have social media, make sure that you tag me in those because I love seeing other people's projects. So until we meet again, get in your shop and build something awesome.